What's the most trivial thing you miss about your childhood? Being able to do something fun without worrying about everything else you should be doing. Not giving a shit. Related, not having a fear of failure, success. I miss smelling new smells. First time you smelled a baseball glove, a friend's house, a racetrack. Not a lot of new smells as an adult. Have you tried Tinder? Craigslist was the best for new smells. My dad wrapping me in blankets like a burrito. The day before summer vacation. The excitement of making plans with everyone. Subconsciously knowing it's not gonna happen cause y'all lazy. Hell, just having summer or Christmas vacation to look forward to. Time seemed to drag on forever when I had things to look forward to. Now I go to work on Monday and it's May. I'll get off on Friday and it's Thanksgiving. Falling asleep on the couch and waking up in my bed or being carried to my bed. Edit. Spelling. Oh boy, sorry. Greater than falling asleep. Falling asleep in the car. The street lights passing by the window. Light, dark, light, dark. The rumble of the wheels lulling me. The gentle rocking making me sleepier. My parents' voices in the front seat. Then waking in my own bed. Waking up early for Saturday morning cartoons. Be in awe of something. I'm just a old IDK. Shit just don't hit me the same way anymore. There's still time. Go for a hike up a tall hill or bluff and take in the view. Go to an art museum, Monsieur Catch and act like Cirque du Soleil in person. The biggest thing keeping us from experiencing awe as grown-ups is routine. Shake things up a bit and you can discover something new pretty quickly. Sharing a bunk bed with your friend during a sleepover. I don't see why you can't still do it, haha. Just as long as you say, no homo. Time moved much slower. Summer felt like it lasted forever. And while the wait to Christmas Day was torturous, now it sneaks up on me and I feel like I never have enough time to get ready. Summer was forever. By September, you were a completely different person. That first week of summer holidays. Waking up and no school. Oh, lovely summer days. The last day of school. The last day of school felt like being Andy Dufresne ripping his shirt off in the rain after escaping Shawshank. Playing outside with friends from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and watching the sunset, just hanging out with your best buds. Going to the mailbox and nothing being for me. Best days now are when you open your mailbox and it's empty. No bills. No junk mail. No worries. I love it. Looking forward to the future. No responsibilities. Spending hours building stuff out of Lego blocks without a box top telling me what it should look like when I'm done. Hearing my grandpa's stories. Waking up in the morning and looking forward to the day. And not being wrecked by anxiety and depression. Getting a sandwich from my favorite long-shut deli after school. Turning on the news and not fearful of what I'd see and hear. Having more energy. Not being addicted to the internet and social media and smartphones. Where do I stop? Blockbuster video stores. Getting nerds and Wonka bars and popcorn while your parents were paying for the rentals. I remember without fail Blockbuster selling Wonka candies. Believing that the adults around me were as happy as I was at the time. Not knowing all the crap going on that they protected me from, as well as the things I just accepted as normal. Ability to cry if I hurt myself and have no one judge you for it. Just do it. Fuck everyone who's judge you for it. For real. Men don't cry. I'm a man is such bullshit and has led to so many emotionally stunted men. Nap time. On the contrary, I hated being forced to sleep. Lol. Just wait. Nap time comes back. Old guy. Sometimes my parents would let me sleep in one of their t-shirts. The shorts were big enough that I could squat down and pull the shirt down over my knees. Down to the floor. So, I would squat down over a heater vent and pull the shirt down to the floor and tuck it under my toes. Then I'd pull my arms and head into the shirt and hold the back of the shirt to the floor with my hands and have my own tiny little heat tent. Not worrying about what I eat. I find it a bit strange, but I kind of miss the commercials such as the Shirley Temple Collection or Reese's Puffs that came on when I was trying to watch SpongeBob or something. I used to find those commercials so annoying as a kid because they came on at what seemed to be the worst times, but since I stopped using cable in favor of streaming services, I found myself missing them quite a bit. Yo, you just brought up a ton of repressed memories of commercials for Chia Pets, Pillow Pets, Kid Cuisine, and those goldfish ads where the goldfish were actors or something. I was watching some old Cartoon Network ads from the late 2000s a while ago. Do you remember Cartoon Network's Christmas in July? No one I've talked to remembers it. Also, the lead up to a Disney Channel original movie also triggers this feeling. Like, when they have that thing with the cutouts of the actors and stuff. Oh my god, I totally forgot about Cartoon Network's Christmas in July. I always thought that was one of the best Cartoon Network marathons when I was a kid. Innocence. Clothespinning a playing card onto my bike frame so the spokes made a motorcycle sound. I'm doing this to my daughter's bike tomorrow. Those Barbie cars. I'm a dude and I didn't give a damn. I wanted to drive that thing. Walking around the neighborhood with my friends as if that's an important thing to do. I miss the joy of discovering something cool on TV. Now I can stream or find anything that I can think of to watch, but I still sometimes cycle through Disney Plus, Netflix, Prime just looking on what I want to watch. There's some magic lost in streaming versus surfing. You can't just flip around until you find the least objectionable thing anymore and blame it on the TV schedule that you're watching Cops at 2 p.m. or Star Trek for 3 solid hours. Now it's up to you to pick the thing, and if it sucks, it's your fault for making a bad decision. As much as cable sucked, I do miss that freedom a little bit. I use Pluto TV to scratch that itch. As a bonus, in order to be free, most of the stuff is actually from the 90s and early 2000s when I was a kid. Only having to clean up after myself. And let's be real, I half-assed it knowing the rest would be taken care of by Monsieur. Love your mom and don't wait to be asked before you help out. Everyone. My dad letting me hold the steering wheel while he would drive. I'd like to believe it was the reason I got my license on the first try. Me as a kid, I can't wait to grow up. Me grown up, so this fucking sucks. Good cartoons. Back then you get character-focused cartoons with good action and plot. Now, you get Teen Titans Go and it has butt-related joke every 5 minutes. It's not like cartoons back then weren't just as immature. Better. Probably. More immature. There were still a bunch of those jokes. Nickelodeon's whole thing in the 90s was gross-out humor. Yeah, remember when all the butt jokes were up to us? Good times. Sleepy? Just lay down where you are and take a nap. Wait, you stop doing that? Sir, this is a Wendy's. Asterisk my innocence and intense love for people. Asterisk. Laying in my parents' room with them before we all got up for good. Not being judged for eating bagel bites. And the excitement on Christmas Eve. Sure, Christmas can still be exciting as an adult, but it's nothing like the anticipation of a child waiting for Christmas morning. My mother's fried chicken. I would sacrifice a considerable amount to go back in time, sit down with my mother, and eat a big piece of her homemade huckleberry pie with a big mug of strong tea. Homemade huckleberry pie, pastry from scratch. Oh, monsieur, in some ways, I was very lucky. I would also please like to have one more homemade chocolate birthday cake. Please. With 7-minute icing and the nickels, dimes, and quarters she'd carefully wrap in wax paper and put in the cake. Everybody got a little money in the birthday cakes. And the 7-minute icing. It was so special. And only for birthday cakes. I just figured out why I fell in love with Great British Bake Off. Being out in the sun every day. Worry-free. You can still do wait. Knowing, with almost certainty, that I had more life in front of me than behind me. The innocence of not knowing the dark secrets I know today about my loved ones. When I was a kid, I was one of those blissfully unaware kids who ignored a lot of things that happened. Like what was really going on with my parents. That my aunt got divorced because her husband beat her. That my grandpa was an alcoholic, etc. Don't get me wrong. I love them. I don't judge them for their mistakes. Not saying my aunt made a mistake. Mind you, they gave me a happy childhood. But today, being aware of all those things, some memories feel a little bit tarnished because of what happened backstage. I miss arcades. I miss the mall in North Carolina that's long since closed down that had an amazing Toys R Us across the street, a Spinnaker's at one end of the mall which made that entire wing smell like amazing fresh bread 24/7, and about 25% of the stores had wood panel walls you see in smoke shops most places. I went through North Carolina last year after being away 15 plus years, and it was how crap some of the malls had gotten, and the fact South Square was shut down that devastated me the most. The fact the fields I had hunted frogs in and the forests we had ran in were mostly subdivisions was nothing compared to finding out the old game shop that had gotten me into Magic the Gathering back in the day had ceased to exist 5 years before. The eternal hope that Mom would randomly have $50 she had no use for just as we were driving past Toys R Us, falling asleep in the car and waking up in my bed. Oh God, I feel like I miss a lot of trivial things. I'd probably say I miss listening to CDs while reading books the most. You can still do this, right? My dad turning off all the lights when going to bed. Now that's my job, and these kids leave the kitchen, living room, family room and their bedrooms lights on and will be sawing logs. The joy of a new toy or baseball cards or shoes. Remember that feeling like you're so fulfilled for a day or two after getting a new purchase. We don't get that as much as an adult. Dinner at 6:30, dessert at 8, and always watching The Simpsons and whatever else was happening Sunday night. Climbing trees. Not having a literal fucking care in the world except for when I can get a new Lego set. Having that amount of innocence and cluelessness about what life really is like. Big family gatherings at Thanksgiving. Now I have no family, so I'll buy some microwave turkey dinners and remember. I know how you feel, my mons. 2019 and 2020 hasn't been a good year for my family, so I kinda miss the quality time together as well. Stay strong out there, less than 3. Going barefoot, too scared of stepping in a puddle of coronavirus now. Or thorns. Or glass. Or dog poop. Never worrying about overtaxing my heart. Not being disillusioned to the fact that my side of the family was evidently the trashy side. Getting annoyed being in the same house as my parents. I miss that. Just childhood friendships. Hanging out to play the latest video game or basketball, football, wiffle ball at a moment's notice. Water gun fights in the summer. Scrounging up a few bucks to buy sodas and snacks at the corner store. The dread of calling a friend's house and having to speak to their parent. Not getting dizzy at the drop of a damn hat. I used to spin and spin until I dropped and was fine. Now I give 3 revolutions in an office chair and I feel like I'm riding the vomit comet. The feeling of joy of spinning with my arms wide out, feeling like my blood was being flung to the tips of my fingers, is one I didn't realize I missed until tonight. I remember my dad always bitching about tilt-a-whirl. From when I was about 8 on. He wouldn't do it anymore. I'm feeling dizzy just thinking about it. Junk food hit a certain way back then. I still indulge sometimes out of necessity. But I'd be damned if a Happy Meal wasn't the most lit food to come my way ever as a little kid. The feeling surrounding getting one was part of it, I suppose. All the advertising for McDonald's, Pepsi, breakfast cereals, Pizza Hut, etc. It was perfect. It felt so special. Now it's just the normal shit you see everywhere. Night songs. Dunkaroos. I haven't seen them in stores in forever, and it's a distinct taste from my childhood. The lack of anxiety. I was too young to truly understand the abuse that was happening to me was not love. And sometimes I miss that ignorance. Hugs. I know exactly what you are saying. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.